In today's video, I am going to be breaking down a couple of 3-across basketball plays that you can run with your team. I'm also going to show you how you can set it up as well. If you want a very simple offense, however, make sure to go check out the complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description below. Or if you want to be able to stop teams from even setting up their offense, make sure to go check out the Deadly Defensive Strategies book that is down in the description below. So first, we're going to start with, obviously, our point guard. He's going to be up top. We're going to have another player, not necessarily a guard, but another player in the high post. And then we are going to have players in the corners, and we're going to have another player in the low post. We're going to start with some off-ball and on-ball screens in this first play, and this is going to be mostly a man-to-man offense. So player 2 is going to set the screen for player 1, and player 5 is going to set the screen for player 3. Once they set those screens, those players are going to then use those screens, and at this time, player 1 can either shoot the three-point shot, which is always an option, or he can pass down to player 3, who may be open for the layup. Now, if this is not open, I want player 2 to clear out towards at least the left slot right there. And I want player 3 to go and set the off-ball screen for player 4. Player 1 and 4 are then going to come together for a zoom action on this side. Player 5 is going to clear out, and this will be the final action in this set. We don't want to go and do something that's overly complicated. So player 3 is going to roll. 1 is going to pop out. Player 4 is going to come off of this screen, and he's going to be able to either hit himself a 2-point or potentially 3-point shot. He could pass down to player 3 for a layup, or he could kick out to player 1 for a 3-point shot. Obviously, if player 2's defender comes and helps, he could kick out to player 2 as well for a 3-point shot too. In fact, you could even run some kind of flex action off of this as well. So player 3 can lift, you can pass player 3 the ball, and then at this point, player 2 can set that back screen on player 1, and this potentially could be a layup or potentially an extra pass to player 5 for another layup. So you get 2 options off of this as well. But now we're going to go into flex. So player 1 is going to then clear out. Player 5 is going to set that off-ball screen for player 4. This could be an option for player 3. But at the same time, now we're going to have player 2 set that down screen for player 5. And now player 5 may be open for that 3-point shot. 1 and 4 can then, of course, fill out to that opposite side, and player 2 could be the final option. If that's not an option, he could clear out. We can go into 5-out, run something very simple. Now, these plays haven't necessarily been easy enough to run with most middle school or elementary school teams. High school teams should be able to run those last 2 plays very simple, very easily. However, if you're looking for some easier plays out of this 3-across offense, here's a couple that you could use. So we're going to have player 1. He's going to dribble out towards this right side just so that he has a better entry pass into player 5. Once that entry pass happens, we're not going to do the next action on this side between these 2 players at first. They're going to wait a second. Player 5 is going to dribble out towards that left wing, and this is going to turn into a dribble handoff where player 2 will be coming together with player 5 and having that handoff. Once this dribble handoff happens, we will then have player 4 set the back screen on player 1. Player 2 will come off of this dribble handoff, and we will look to pass that ball to player 1 for the layup. Now, this is a much easier play to be able to run, but this offensive system is not the easiest to be able to run. You're not going to be able to do much when it comes to middle school or even elementary school, but at the high school level, these plays are fantastic, especially if you've got a team where you can just draw up a play in the last second of a game and say, look, I want to run this. These plays are absolutely perfect. Now, make sure to go check out my Deadly Defensive Strategies book if you just want the other team to stop being able to run their offense and not even really make it past half. If you want a very simple offense, make sure to go check out the complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description below.